News Channel 8 at 6:30 starts now.
Stock shock, a brutal day on Wall Street. Stocks across the board take a huge plunge, making for the worst day of trading in nearly 5 years. Tonight, what this means for you and your investments. Hello, I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm Tracy Berry. At its low point, the Dow fell more than 500 points. It did recover a bit in the last hour of trading, but still closed down more than 416 points. The decline is the biggest one-day drop since it closed down nearly 700 points on the first trading day following the terrorist attacks on 9/11. Now, News Channel 8 live team coverage. Joe Smith takes a closer look at why the stocks tanked and how some of Oregon's largest companies fared. But first, we go straight to Michelle Franzen live on Wall Street. Michelle.
Well, Tracy, that is right. It was a volatile day here on Wall Street, and the markets plummeting more than 400 points, closing, and that, as you mentioned, is the largest one-day loss since the markets opened after the 9/11 attacks. Now, analysts are saying that there are some major factors that led to this huge drop today. The biggest drop today was more than 500 points. Just after 3 o'clock, that's when the Dow tumbled over 500 points. They are saying that China's market lost 9% of its market stocks on Tuesday's rally, and that was the largest drop for that country in a decade. Also, a report out late this afternoon for durable goods down. One of the largest drops in 3 months in January. Things like computers and other home appliances like refrigerators that people aren't buying as much. And also confidence, certainly talking about what's going on in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as house sales. So we're going to be watching the markets as we go into this Wednesday morning to see, and analysts and investors will have many questions. Again, all eyes will be on Wall Street tomorrow morning. Laurel?
They sure will. Thank you, Michelle. Wall Street's pain was felt here in the Northwest. Oregon's largest publicly traded company, Nike, saw a drop of nearly 4%, closing down $3.86. News Channel 8 Portland Business Journal reporter Joe Smith continues our team coverage live in the newsroom. Joe?
Laurel, even if you think today's action on Wall Street doesn't affect you directly, it does. Anyone who works and contributes to a 401k or invests got hit today in some fashion. China's woes were the catalyst for a perfect storm felt around the world, the likes of which haven't been seen since 9/11.
It's a global market today.
At one point in the trading day, the Nasdaq and the S&P dropped 4%. The Dow fell more than 546 points, one of the biggest declines ever, before recovering some ground to close with a loss of 416 points.
It was a big decline today, but it was 3.5%.
Stephen Holwerda with Ferguson Wellman Capital Management says it needs to be kept in perspective. While China's market plummeted 10% because of rising interest rates and tighter money supplies, those aren't the only reason the U.S. stock market took a nosedive today.
And you would almost point to the weakness in housing as a connection to the durable goods numbers.
And those numbers out today are an indication of the economy's health. Now tighter bank credit makes it more difficult, especially for first-time home buyers.
Money's not as available, so people don't have the money to spend.
Today's market action comes at a critical time for the U.S., whether or not the economy heads into recession or continues to slow but remain healthy.
Anytime a market gets to extreme where it's built in with a lot of optimism, any little chink in the armor is going to flip it the other way very quickly.
Other local stocks that got hit today: Intel down nearly 4%, Columbia Sportswear lost 3.46%, and Tektronix down nearly 3%. And the free fall isn't over yet. The Nikkei 225 in Japan plunged more than 700 points at the opening. It's morning there now. Investors reacted to the tumble on Wall Street. Back to you, Tracy.
Not good news. Thank you, Joe. Vice President